I'm not sure I would say it's better, but it is at least on par with the first season in my opinion. Some elements are a little weaker, while others are a lot stronger. The animation is better than ever, and if you enjoy these characters, you're sure to enjoy the series. The slower episodes are definitely worth watching to see the characters grow, and when you get to the great episodes, it's absolutely worth the wait. Here's your spoiler warning if you haven't watched this season yet. As I was saying with the less enjoyable episodes, they still serve a purpose, like Entombed developing Fi Genoa, and The Crossing having some excellent and needed character moments between Omega and Tech. Even Pabu is important for showing the kind of nice life the Bad Batch could have if they desired it. I personally just feel that these episodes would have been stronger if the overall episode plots were as interesting as the character work they do. Sometimes the stakes were too low, or there just wasn't enough conflict to really make these stories engaging. I'll give one example with the episode Entombed. I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan, so I appreciate the homage to that franchise with this episode, but I feel like it doesn't really capture what makes Indiana Jones exciting. It's not just the booby traps and treasure, it's the race against evil. I think the episode would have been more of a standout to me if there was a rival archaeologist, maybe working for the Empire, trying to race Fi and the Bad Batch to find the treasure they were after. I feel the same way about the other slower episodes, that maybe they would have been more enjoyable if there were different stakes that would just help to keep the tension there. And of course, I recognize that there needs to be moments to breathe and ease the tension, but maybe if they were spread out more across the season, it wouldn't have been an issue for me. The way it was presented to us was with a high stakes episode followed by 3 weeks of lower stakes episodes. Just a bit too long of a break when you're watching the show week to week. What are your thoughts on the slower episodes this season? Did you feel that they could have benefited from some changes, or were they a nice change of pace from the more tense episodes? Let me know down below. Really, these are nitpicks for an otherwise really strong season of Star Wars TV. Crosshair has quickly become my favorite character in the show and possibly my favorite clone character overall. Each episode focusing on him was stellar, his mission with Commander Cody where he first began to question if he was doing the right thing, and especially his mission at the outpost. I know you were cheering when he shot down his horrible commanding officer. I definitely was. At first I didn't really want to see Crosshair redeemed, but the show did a great job of working on his inner conflict in a gradual enough way that his potential redemption feels earned. The writers of the series all deserve praise for how well they have brought about Crosshair's change of heart and steadily turned him against the Empire. I was a little bummed that the rest of the Bad Batch didn't get to interact with Crosshair, but it makes me all that much more excited for Season 3. There are some really interesting plot threads that I thought would be addressed in the finale, but it looks like we'll have to wait a little longer. I'm looking forward to seeing what Season 3 brings, especially with Crosshair, but also with Emery Carr, the female clone scientist, and clone zealots like the assassin in Truth and Consequences. As for Tech's death, it was definitely a sad moment, especially since his character has gotten much more development this season. I especially enjoyed little character moments like his obliviousness to Fi's flirting, and I even thought his racing scene was really fun. However, I wonder if they will find a way for him to survive. I guess I've gotten used to characters falling from great heights turning out to still be alive. I think it would probably be for the best if Tech stays dead, but who knows, great things could happen. Either way, his absence is definitely going to leave a hole in the team, and our boy definitely deserves a 99 approved salute. Side note, Saw Gerrera is a garbage human being. He's the one to blame for Tech's death, and he isn't even a great rebel. He's just an arrogant jerk who blows things up, thinking he's making a difference. I always felt he was misguided, but now Saw is officially on my enemies list. Speaking of my enemies list, Sid is definitely on there too. What a scumbag. Anyway, I guess what I want to say is that in spite of its flaws and episodes that can really drag, The Bad Batch Season 2 is definitely worth watching, especially for fans of the Clone Wars and those who liked Season 1. The good episodes are amazing and they really bring up the quality of the rest of the season. I want to know your thoughts though. What did you like or dislike about Season 2? And how does it compare to Season 1? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Star Wars content. Thanks for watching and trust in the Force.